T- Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Can someone give me a thumbs up that you guys can hear me? I would love to know if I can be heard, because if I couldn't be heard, that would be really sad. I'm fairly confident you can see me, very confident that you can't smell me. I just want to know if you can hear me. Felix said it sounds good. Steve said I am heard. Cool. Welcome to the 100 freaking thousand subscriber live stream. That's insane. Um, I'm just gonna kill some time for a sec here while some more folks join in. Actually, this isn't killing time at all. I want to say a huge thank you to Earthling Annie and to Felix W for being the moderators tonight. I'm very excited and very thankful for them. Also, I'm in Hawaii right now, and so it's only about 2 p.m. And so it doesn't really feel like tonight, but I tried to time this so that it would be around 7 p.m. Eastern. I think I got that math right. I sure hope I did. I Googled it, so it better be right. It better be. 100,000 subscribers. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much to everyone who has been showing the channel support. I never thought that I would hit 100,000 as fast as I did. And I know I made a few promises about once I hit 100,000, and I'm sure somebody's going to bring those up very shortly. So I'm going to wait until someone does before I talk about that. But I've made some promises and I plan on following through with them. Very grateful, very grateful. By the way, guys, hit the like button on the live stream, please. We're going to see if we can get the number of people watching. We're going to see if we're going to get the number, if we can get the number of likes equal to or greater than the number of people watching. So please hit the like button. We already got 119 people. Thank you guys so much. I see the questions rolling in right now, and I love it. But first, I already see a few people, Annie being one of them, alluding to the crotch pot. So what was it, a few weeks ago, a month ago ish, I made a video where I promised that once my channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I would go on a hike with a crotch pot. And if you don't know what a crotch pot is, go watch my video. I think it was called Has R. It's from about a month ago, I think. And it's the crotch pot is one of the most ridiculous pieces of gear. It's like cold soaking, except it's you use your crotch heat to light up, and it's totally ridiculous. And so I made a promise in that video that when I hit 100,000, I would get a crotch pot. So I'm gonna get a crotch pot. I also, in a video even further, I can't even remember when, I also said that I would hike with a camp chair once I hit 100,000 subscribers. And so I'm going to do both those things in the same video. There's going to be an entire video just dedicated to these two stupid ass pieces of gear, and it is going to happen. It's gonna be a little bit. It's probably gonna be another month. Now I'm in Hawaii. I'm gonna be here for a little while, and there's really nowhere to backpack here. But yeah, sure there'll be a bunch of questions about that. All right. Speaking of questions, I'm some of the chat here, and we got our first super chat from Lisa. Lisa, thank you very much. Oh, no, that is not good. I don't like that. I'm not sure as much. That's a bummer. Can someone let me know? Can someone let me right now? Oh shoot. No. Unfortunately, I don't really think there's I tested the internet before I got on here just to be sure. I thought it was going to be adequate. Man, I'm sorry guys. Some people are saying it's buffering, some people are saying it's fine. Mm, yeah, the upload speed on my Wi-Fi is pretty slow right now. I'm doing a test people before I came on here to make sure. Man. All right. Testing, testing. Is it getting any better for anybody or is it just totally, totally bad? Man, what a bummer, dude. I was so freaking pumped on this too. I don't know. I'm just gonna run with this, guys. I do appreciate everyone letting me know about the quality and stuff. Um, if it gets bad again, just let me know. Not much I can do. I wish there was something more. I ran a damn test before this to make sure the upload speed would be okay, and it was way like exceeded the stats that you're supposed to have to be able to live stream. But anyways, I'm just gonna run with it. We got a couple super chats here. Lisa, thank you very much for the 100,000 subscriber. Congratulations. Lisa has been watching the videos for a long time. I recognize that name and commenting for a long time. So I appreciate that. And then we also got one from Randy, who has a $20 super chat. He put that in, and then I immediately ignored it because of my stupid internet. But I appreciate that nonetheless, Randy. I appreciate that very, very much. Um, all right, let's see here. I'm so confused about whether or not this is working. And some people are like, it's better now. And then everyone's like, this sucks. Oh, what a bummer. Just at least if you're going to make fun of me for it, just make it funny. Okay. Because that's what I would be doing if someone I wanted to watch live stream was having stupid internet issues like an idiot. I appreciate you guys sticking with the chat through this though. I probably would have tuned out by now. Don't do that, please, though. Okay. People are saying it's working. Hopefully, it's fine. Please, if you have questions or anything you want to say, I guess get it in now before my entire internet comes crashing down. Apparently, um, people are saying it's fixed. Okay. So if you guys have questions, comments, topics, anything within reason, let me know in the chat. I will try to get to as many as I possibly can. Somebody said if I saw the Dan Becker video. Yeah, I did. I'm assuming they're referring to what happened to Dan in the Grand Canyon. I did see that. Uh, it's definitely scary. I mean, look, I'm always making fun of Dan Becker and stuff. I'm not going to do that about this circumstance, obviously. I mean, it's scary, and I'm really glad that he was okay. We got a couple super chats here. One from Raylan Tanner. Is that how you say that? Raylan? I'm so bad with names, dude. I need to get better. Nahamsha Taylor said she's going to hike the AT again. Thinks she's going to spend more money this time now that she's married. I don't really know what that means. But Taylor is hiking the AT again. She told me like about a month ago, and I've had to be really careful not to tell anybody. Not that it's like that big a deal, but I didn't want to spoil her secret. She's doing the AT again this year. It's going to be awesome. If you guys aren't subscribed to her channel, Taylor the New Hampshire hiker, type it in, go subscribe. I know a lot of you already are, hence the super chat to begin with. But she's badass. She did the AT in what was it, 2021, and she's already doing it again this year. That's crazy. Good for her. Freaking so good for her, honestly. Thank you for that super chat. And then we got another one from Sock Asi. I don't know. I was the first one to not know it. I don't really know what that means. Are you referring to Taylor's hike? I'm confused. I'm confused, but I appreciate the super chat. Um, and we got another super chat from Harry, who comments all the time, who watches everything. Harry, I appreciate you very, very much. $10 super chat. Definite congrats on 100K. 200K will likely come up fast. Thank you so much, Harry. And thank you to everyone, by the way. I know there's other people that are saying congrats on 100K. Like Brian, for instance, I see right in front of me, and I know there's other ones. I really appreciate everyone who said congrats. Dude, I could not have done that without you guys. Um, it's crazy how fast it happened. If I'd known it was going to happen this fast, I would have already bought like the crotch pot and the camp chair and had that video ready to go. But it just basically, literally the day that I flew to Hawaii is when it really like blew up. And so at that point, I was already kind of shit out of luck. So not shit out of luck. I was extremely lucky, but in terms of the camp chair and the crotch pot thing. So I'm going to have to wait about a month to make that video, but mid-April sometime it will be out there. Harry, thank you very much for your super chat. Let's see here. I'm still really paranoid about the internet now, guys. It looks like it's doing okay though. I haven't seen any comments about it here. I saw somebody, who's it? Bill. Bill said, "How's Flossie doing?" I know you guys miss Flossie. I miss Flossie. There's a bug on my camera lens right now. I don't. Now it's on the back. Um, Flossie's doing good. I have not seen Flossie since the end of the PCT, but we talk. Obviously, we're keeping in touch, and I'm gonna be back up in the Northeast for a good amount of the spring and summer. I'm gonna be living up there shortly, and so not like super close to where Flossie's located, but reasonably close so that we can go on some hikes and we can see each other. And I'm very excited because I haven't seen him in a long time. And so he's good. And he will be in some more videos at some point over the summer for sure. Let's see here. Backcountry exposure. What's up? Steven had way over 100K before he celebrated. Take your time with the chair. Here's a good question from Moth Hater, which is a hilarious name, by the way, Kyle. But for the Sawyer squeeze, when attached to a smart water bottle, do you just fill the bottle up with the water at the source and then screw on the filter and drink straight from that? That's not a dumb question at all. It's a perfectly reasonable question. So there's like a million different ways that people can, not a million, there's a few different ways that people can use the Sawyer squeeze filters. What I do is I have, usually, unless I'm in a place where water is like very infrequent, I'll usually just have two bottles, one dirty bottle, which will have the Sawyer squeeze right onto it, and then one clean bottle. I'll fill up the dirty bottle, I'll put the filter on it, and then I'll either drink right from it, or I'll filter from the dirty bottle into the clean bottle, or some combination thereof. Um, some people will fill up the little bags that the filter comes with and then filter out of those, but I don't do that. It's just not really my thing. But some people prefer that, or some people even buy like special different bags. That I'd rather just use the bottle because then you can just fill up the bottle, and then kind of like you said there, you can just screw on the filter and just drink straight from that. So it's convenient. Casey said, "Love your videos. I find them super helpful and motivating." Thank you very much, Casey. I'm not sure how you find them, either one of those things, because they're either really sad lately or they're really goofy, but nonetheless, I appreciate it. Would not mind more tips in the White Mountain area? I'm going to be in the Whites a ton this summer, so definitely we'll have some tips there. Let's see. Damon said, "Did you go to university?" Yes, I did. I went to Clarkson University in northern New York, in Potsdam, New York. Michael said, "Saw you were in North Carolina / South Carolina prior to PCT. Have you spent any time in the Linville Gorge in North Carolina?" No, but I want to really bad. In fact, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a chance the camp chair video might be there. I haven't planned it yet. I've got a few different areas I'm thinking about, but that's on the list. Let's see. James said, "Have you done Tuckerman's in the White Mountains?" I'm assuming is what that typo was. um, I've hiked it. Yes, I have not skied it. Although my friends are trying to convince me to ski it, but I'm not really. I'm not real. I probably could ski it and be fine. I know people that have done it that are probably worse skiers than me, but I'm a little bit paranoid to ski it, so I'm probably not going to ski it. But Ben Springer said, "Where's the beer?" I've been meaning to tell you guys this from the top. I usually am having a beer in these live streams. It's only 2:15 p.m. right now where I am, and so I have to drive later. So I'm not going to drink in this one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Brian said, "What was the longest trip you have taken in one go?" I think the PCT was the longest one, although it was just barely longer than the AT. So around 2,190-ish miles. Basically did that exactly twice, which is pretty insane. Colby said, "Have you been skiing much this year?" No, I've not skied a single time this year, which is a big bummer, but I'm hoping I'll get a few days in the spring, depending on how long the snow sticks around for. Kyle, I'm hiking the JMT in early July. Any tips to deal with the snow and water crossings? It's my first through hike. Um, I've gotten a few people like messaging me about this and gotten some questions about this over the last like little bit because I know they're getting a ton of snow out west, or at least in California and stuff. Um, so I wish I could sit here and give you like a really helpful answer. Get off of my camera lens, this stupid bug. It's distracting me. To be honest with you, like, I mean, yeah, I hiked a lot of the PCT last year, but like, I didn't have to deal with any snow. That was the first time I'd ever been to any of the states on the PCT. It was the first time I'd ever hiked in the Sierras. Um, I don't really know. I don't really know what to say, honestly. Um, I know there have been a few other people like Mark. Mark just said Dixie put out a video on it. Again, I wish I could give you like a good answer, but I'm also not going to sit here and make up stuff. I'm not just going to BS you. So I really don't know what the right answer there is. So go watch Dixie's video. I haven't watched it, but she definitely knows what she's doing. So I would trust her opinion. But that is a bummer for the people that want to do the PCT this year. Like, it is definitely going to be a little sketch with how much snow they've gotten. Maybe it'll be good for fires because there'll be more water, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Ben said, "I don't recall hearing you tell us your trail nickname. Do you use one? If so, what is it?" I do have a trail name, but I don't want to talk about it. Me outside said, "Would you consider buying a drone?" Um, Not really. I mean, maybe. I won't say never, but like the thing is, drones are very expensive. First of all, second of all, they're heavy to carry if I'm backpacking. Totally doable, and people do it, but the trade off, they're also like illegal in a lot of places. And if I was to, I'm pretty sure I'd have to get like a permit to use it in a lot of places if I'm gonna make money from it on YouTube. So like, it's just a huge hassle. And the shots are cool, but I just don't think it's worth it. But I won't say never. I won't say never, but it's not in the dude. I haven't even. I just need to get a new camera. First of all, I've had this camera since 2020. I got 100,000 subscribers now. I use this camera on the PCT, like in tons of other hikes. It's covered in dirt. I can't believe it still works. I should probably get a new regular camera first. I know those drone shots look cool, but I don't know. Charlie said closed cell foam pad or inflatable sleeping pad. Great question. I'm going to say it depends. If I'm in a hammock, aka somewhere on the East Coast, probably going to go with the closed cell foam because then I have the option to use it in a shelter, like on the AT. That's what I did. Like, I have the option to use it in a shelter if I really want, but I could also use it as insulation in the hammock. I mean, I know you can do that with inflatable pads too, but you can also use it a little bit easier as a frame for your backpack. If I'm in a tent, definitely an inflatable pad. but I've never had an inflatable pad pop on me yet, and I feel like it's gonna happen at some point. And so when it does happen, I feel like then I might rethink that opinion a little bit because I know people who have gone with the inflatable pads and then it pops on them a few times and then they're just like, screw this, I'm getting a foam pad. So you never know. You never know. James said, "Have you thought about the running slash hiking? Have you thought about running slash hiking the Pemi Loop Trail in the winter?" Dude, fuck no, no way. I've done the Pemi Loop in the summer as a backpacking trip, like over the course of a few days, but in the winter, no way. I have thought about doing it in one day in the summer. I'm not ready for that yet, but I'm hoping I can. There's a chance I might try that this summer. No promises, but like there's a chance. Um, in the winter though, no way. James, are you crazy, dude? No freaking way. Let's see here. Do you play video games? No, I don't. I've never been much of a gamer. Let's see. You guys are cracking me up here. Um, Sean said, if you had to take one of these on a hike, which would you choose? External frame pack, camp cot, or carbon steel walk? Oh man, that's a hilarious question. Um, I'm gonna go with the external frame pack, and then I'm gonna also bring like a 35 millimeter camera, and I'm just gonna take a bunch of pictures that make it look like I was hiking in the 90s or something. We got another super chat from 1990. Speaking of the 90s, Trade Company. Can't stay long. Stoked to see the channel grow. Thank you very much. This person has done a lot of super chats in previous live streams, as well as comments on the videos. I appreciate all of you guys who tune in on the regular so much. And I appreciate the super chat. So thank you very much. All right, let's see here. Lisa said, "Did you hear Dan Becker almost unalived himself in the Grand Canyon?" Yeah, I talked about that a second ago. I'm glad he's okay. I've talked to him a little bit about it, and it was it was tough. Like he was definitely shaken up. Um, yeah, I'm glad he was okay. All the more reason that I'm gonna be carrying one of these guys from now on. Blind Observer said, "Who would win in a trekking pole fencing match? Miranda in the Wild or Homemade Wanderlust?" Oh man. Okay. On one hand, that's hilarious. On the other hand, that's funny. That's a funny question. I got to answer it. Thank you for the super chat. Who would win? I don't know. So I've never talked to Homemade Wanderlust before. I have talked to Miranda. I've never met either one of them in person, but Miranda has been really cool, honestly, to me, and like has shown a lot of support for my channel. So I'm a little bit biased in that regard towards her. At the same time, Dixie is so badass. She's hiked way more than I have. She's a total amazing hiker. She's kind of a pioneer when it comes to the hiking YouTube thing. Although now that I'm saying all this stuff out loud, I'm realizing nothing that I'm saying has anything to do with a fencing match. So I feel like, dude, I don't know. I haven't met either one of them, so I don't know which one's taller. I don't know which one's stronger. Let's see. We got a bunch of people saying Dixie. I see someone said Miranda. Um, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Dude, this is so funny. Um, I'm gonna go with Miranda. Just, I mean, it's tough because I'm kind of biased because I actually like know her, but like, dude, I don't know. She's definitely like she goes for it. I don't know. She goes for it, but honestly, I feel like you give them 3 rounds and it could go either way. I saw somebody say hiking GSD Mom said, "Would you consider having Dixie on your podcast?" I definitely would. Um, I invited her a while ago. It was like a couple years ago. And I never heard back from her, but I probably would advise most people that I email to not respond because I'm an idiot. So maybe now that I have 100,000 subscribers, she would come on. I doubt it, but I would love to have her on. If you send her a message and tell her she should come on Trail Tales. Let's see. Must Rumble GT said thoughts on Hennessy Classic entry. I'm assuming you're talking about the Hennessy hammock. And as far as the entry goes, are you talking about the way you get inside the hammock where it's like split down the middle and it's like Velcro and you like go under the hammock and like open it up and then when you're coming out of it, it looks like the hammock's giving birth to you? I'm not entirely sure if that's what you're referring to, and if it's not, I probably just sounded like a real moron there. But if that's what you're referring to, my thoughts on it are that it's kind of goofy. But I did have a Hennessy hammock on the AT, and it was awesome. I had the zipper side entry though. I didn't have the bottom entry. Let's see here. James said, honest question, which do you prefer hiking? White Mountains, Vermont Green Mountains, or the North Maine Wilderness? What a question. Wow, that is a tough one. Vermont's my home, so I feel like I'm a little bit biased, but also I think I'm going to go with the White Mountains. The White Mountains, since I've moved away from the Northeast, I've found that out of all the places up there, the White Mountains are the one that I think about the most and like that I long for the most and I miss the most. So I'm going to go with the White Mountains. Oh, I can't wait to get back there. I'm definitely going to be there this summer. Let's see here. Matt said, I saw your video about Randall Lee Smith. I live close to that area, been all over it. What scares you most on trail? So, despite all of the videos I've been making lately about people who have like, been, I mean, I've only done a couple where people were killed, but, or people that went missing, or these hiking mysteries, for the lack of a better word. None of that stuff really scares me. The thing that scares me the most is lightning, to be honest. Like, lightning, when I was 18 years old, I was in the White Mountains, to go back to the Whites here. It was one of my first solo backpacking trips ever. And I was camped out, and in the middle of the night, a huge lightning storm came over me. It was really close to Mount Tom, I want to say, not like a few miles out from Crawford Notch. And dude, a huge lightning storm came right over me. It was right on top of me. Like the lightning flashed and then immediately heard the thunder. So like I knew it was right on top of me and it scared the crap out of me. I was like hammock and it was pouring. And I mean, basically I'm describing a lightning storm. You guys know what those are like, but it was my first time being stuck in one of those by myself at night in the middle of nowhere with no shelter or like, I had my hammock and my tarp, but no safe place to hide from the lightning. And so that has I'm not as scared now as I used to be after that experience, but I still think about it from time to time. So that is what scares me the most on trail. Lightning, 100%. Only had one lightning somewhat sketchy encounter on the PCT last year, and it wasn't even that close to me. So that was nice. On the AT, I had a few sketchy ones, and then on other various hikes, I've had sketchy ones. All right, let's see. Would you consider doing the Te Aurora Trail in New Zealand? I would consider it. I don't know too much about it, although back in November I was at the San Francisco airport coming back from Hawaii, and I saw a kid. He's probably about my age, maybe a little bit younger, who looked like a thru hiker. He had like a Gossamer Gear backpack and like brand new trail runners and like a down jacket. And I was like, I just went up to him. I was like, "You look like a thru hiker," and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do the Te Aurora." So pretty cool. Would I ever do it? I would definitely consider it. I don't think it's not high on my list, to be honest, but I would consider it one day or at least a section of it. I don't know if I'd want to do the whole thing, but I would love to go to New Zealand for sure. Mary said, congrats on 100K. What's next? Thank you very much, Mary. I appreciate that. As far as what's next, I'm just going to keep at it. I've got a bunch of interesting stories I'm gonna be covering. Dude, I'm making a video that should be out by the end of the month if all goes to plan that I'm so excited for. It's gonna be a mystery type video, but I'm actually gonna go and like hike the place that it happened in, and it's also a really cool trail. So I've been told. I haven't done it yet, but like a really epic trail. And I'm gonna actually go and I'm gonna tell the story and also, have footage from me hiking there too. So it's gonna be kind of a combination of the mystery stuff that people have really been liking lately, also with some actual on trail stuff instead of me just sitting here blabbing. So I'm really excited for that one. And it's a crazy story too. So um that's what I've been thinking about in terms of what's next immediately, but because that's I'm filming that very shortly. But um there's going to be a video coming of my Washita Trail through hike I did with Luke back in October of last year that has we've had some issues um getting the edit done. And so that was supposed to come out a long time ago and it just hasn't yet, but that'll be coming out. That'll be like a long video. That'll be like 45-minute video. Um and then definitely some videos that are going to be filmed in the White Mountains this summer because I'm going to be there quite a bit. Let's see here. I see people still talking about Dan. I want to get Dan. I haven't told him this yet, but I want to get Dan Becker on Trail Tales to talk about what happened to him. I think it's a good cautionary tale, to be honest. I know he made like a follow-up video. I haven't watched that one yet. It just came out like yesterday or something. I should watch that. We got another super chat from Michael. Thank you so much to everyone who's given super chats tonight, by the way. And thank you so much to everyone who's telling me congrats on 100K. Michael said, congrats on 100K. What is high on your bucket list? Thank you so much, Michael. High on my bucket list. Are we talking like my hiking bucket list or just general? To be honest, most of my bucket list probably is hiking stuff. Honestly, I think like getting 100K subscribers was probably on. I don't know if that was on my bucket list, but that's been a goal of mine for. I'll get into that in a second. But on my bucket list, I want to be a triple crowner. That's definitely on my bucket list. I don't really have a bucket list beyond that, to be honest. I think that's the biggest thing. I've already done the AT. I'm hopefully going to finish the PCT this year. Hopefully. And if not this year, then definitely next year, but hopefully this year. And then I want to do the CDT at some point soon as well. So I want a triple crown. Thank you for your super chat, Michael. Let's see here. Mary said, remember to smash the like button. Yes, please. Yes, please. Also, when I looked over at myself, I just noticed all the sweat marks in my hat. Dude, this hat is so bad. I actually just bought, so they don't make this hat anymore. And that's why I'm still using it, even though it's gross, because I can't buy another one. And I have a really hard time finding hats that fit my head. But I went on eBay the other day and I noticed that somebody was selling this hat. So I bought it for more money than I probably should have paid. But it's just hard for me to find freaking hats that fit my stupid small head. Okay. And so hopefully it's gonna look a little bit better in like a couple weeks when I get the hat shipped to me. And then I'm gonna save this one right here for like when I'm hiking, so I can still wear it and it's already dirty and gross. And then cleaner and newer, although still used apparently for like when I'm on camera and stuff. Let's see here. Let's see. Mark said Shasta is the gem of California. Ever considered a summit attempt? I've never considered one. I don't know. Like I haven't even finished the PCT through there yet. The Shasta area is where I got off trail, and then skipped up to Ashland because of the McKinney fire. And so I won't say never, but like if I'm gonna go back to that area, my priority is gonna be finishing the PCT at this point. Let's see. Mitchell said, too much snow in California this year. Thankfully, you finished the California section. I didn't quite finish the California section. I finished most of it. I did from the Mexican border all the way up to Mount Shasta, the town, the interstate there. I forget which number it is. So I have like, I don't know exactly how many miles, but a couple, maybe like 150-ish, maybe a little bit more. Hopefully the snow's not too bad there this year. We'll see. Let's see here. Jeff said, how's the water and resupply situation on the Washita Trail? For those of you that aren't familiar, the Washita Trail is in Oklahoma and Arkansas. It's about 220 miles. When I did it in the fall, the water situation was terrible. They were going through a huge drought. They hadn't gotten rain in so long. I planned out every single water source for the entire trail because I wanted to make sure. That's how bad it was. Normally, it's not that bad, but we were passing tons of streams that were dry. Now that it's March, I have no idea what the conditions of the water sources are. You should be able to find some information on Far Out. And then the resupply situation is pretty easy on that trail. There's like 3 different points that you can resupply, and it's pretty straightforward. Pretty good. Let's see. Must Rumble GT said, I was fishing for comedy with that Hennessy Classic entry you delivered. Thank you. Memo Robbles. What's the longest water carry you've done? I did a few 20-mile carries on the PCT. I did a 20-mile carry on the Washita Trail once too. So probably about there. And man, it sucks. Let me tell you. AD said, have you seen the new Seth Warner shelter on the Long Trail? No, I actually just learned that they made a new Seth Warner shelter the other day, and I'm curious to go see it now. That's in Southern Vermont, everybody on the AT and the Long Trail. Let's see here. Russell said, come hike the BCT with me 2 weeks. What's the BCT? Russell's the man, though. Russell's been a long time supporter of my content, a guest on Trail Tales, a Patreon supporter, and I got to meet him for like 2 seconds on the PCT this summer when he was hiking on the JMT. Black Canyon Trail. That's right. I don't think I'm going to do that, Russell. I'm sorry. I'm going to be in Hawaii still. Go for Green Living said, Pinhoti, ? You know, I don't know too much about the Pinhoti Trail, but I would like to hike it at some point. It's like 350 miles long, maybe something like that. That'd be cool. Luke, who was editing my videos on the PCT, he did the Pinhoti last year. Dusty Old Hat said, hey, yo, Kyle, congrats on your 100K. Thank you very much, Dusty. I appreciate that. Dusty comments all the time. He can be a little wild sometimes, but I appreciate it. Lots of support shown by that person. Very, very much appreciated. Let's see here. We got another super chat from K. Is that KI hiker? Or is it KL hiker? We'll never know. Probably KI hiker. Hey man, if you were starting the PCT early April, would you be excited or worried given the snow and current closures? Not sure what to think. You know, I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. I wish I could get on here and just tell you guys like some expert advice on the conditions, but I don't really know. I know I hiked most of the PCT last year, but like, I just don't really know. I'm not from California. I'm not used to hiking there. When I did hike there, I didn't have to worry about snow conditions at all. I didn't even carry an ice axe or micro spikes. So like, I wish I could help. If it was me personally, I would probably be just as confused as everybody else about it. The only piece of advice I'm going to say, and this is probably not even helpful, but I still want to say it anyways, just be careful. Everyone who's going out this year, be careful. And also, I know Dixie posted a video about the snow conditions pretty recently. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard some good things about it, and honestly, I just trust her because she's hiked in that stuff more than I have. So I would I would check out her video. But thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry that I can't give a better answer than that, but I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna talk about something, especially when it comes to safety, that I just don't feel like I have a good, or not a good, but just an informed opinion on, I guess. Um, let's see. Dayton said, "Have you ordered the Gossamer Gear crotch cooker, the crotch pot? Crotch cooker is a cool way to call it, though. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm not going to be in a place where I can take it out for another couple weeks, but I will be doing it, and I will be also carrying a camp chair." Um, Jeff said, "How quickly and bad does a Vermont guy get sunburned in Hawaii?" I look sunburnt right now. I was out in the sun yesterday. I have been wearing sunscreen. So I don't think I've gotten too sunburnt, maybe a little bit toasty, but I don't know. Let's see. Tim said, "Do you agree with buying shoes one size bigger than your normal size for hiking long distances?" That's a great question. I don't know if anyone's ever asked me that before. Okay, so I've talked to people that say it's BS. I've talked to people who swear by it, who swear that buying a size up helped them on their long distance hikes. So, like, don't take this answer as gospel. I mean, to be fair, it was just asking. So on the PCT, I used the same size the entire time and had no issues with that. On the AT, I hiked about the same amount of miles as I did on the PCT, and I did actually end up going up a half size for my very last pair of shoes, and I only hiked with that bigger shoe for about 150 miles. And so I didn't really like fully give it like I mean, that's still a decent amount of miles, I guess. But at that point, I was so just freaking hardened that I don't think it mattered too much. I can't really remember why I went up. It must have had something to do with, I guess I just felt like my feet had grown or swelled up, which I don't know. So I think it just depends on the person. That's why it's maybe not a great idea to buy all of your shoes before your through hike, because you might end up wanting to switch, or you might end up needing a slightly bigger size or something like that. So I think the best thing you can do is just go out there and start with your normal size, and then you'll know if you need to go up. I don't know. Let's see here. Dayton said, "I worked in a backpacking outfitter for over 10 years. So many people feet are so different. I bet the shoe sizing thing is so subjective." Yeah, I tend to agree with that. By the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. Um, I know that's the most annoying YouTuber BS nonsense to be like, hit the like button. But it's fun on my live streams because I always try to get the number of likes equal to or greater than the number of people watching the live stream before the end. I don't always hit it. I usually do, but not always. But we're gonna try to hit it. We need about 100 extra likes right now and even come close. So I've been slacking on. If you don't want me to keep saying it, then you might as well just hit it. Okay. I appreciate everyone who's hit it, by the way. Thank you guys very much. Um, let's see. Jasmine has a question about bear cans on the Appalachian Trail. Which size would you recommend? The Bear Vault has the smaller size than the medium or the big one. So I hate bear cans anyways. So personally, I would say learn how to do a good bear hang and then don't worry about the bear can. You have to make sure you can do a good bear hang. I'm not saying just don't worry about either one of them. Learn how to do a good bear hang. But if you're already dead set on bringing a bear can, then I understand that too. And so this is going to largely depend on how much food you eat. So I would need to have the the medium sized one. I think the 450. I can't remember exactly which one. Whatever one I used on the PCT is the size that I would go with. No, the 450 is a small one, isn't it? I'm googling it real quick. Whatever the whatever the like normal size one that I had on the PC. I'm sure somebody in the comments that's smarter than me knows. Whatever that one is, I would take that one. But I eat a lot of food, and so that would be sufficient for me on the AT going, 3 to 4 days between resupplies. If I was doing a shorter trail, I would take the smaller one just because less weight. But I feel like I eat probably slightly more than the average person, although then again, thru hikers eat quite a bit. So if you eat less, if you're not like a super big eater, you might be able to get away with the small one, but it's just gonna depend. It's just gonna depend on that. Um, let's see here. Sid C said, "Have you been out to trail days on a year you weren't out hiking the AT? Any plans to go out to trail days?" The only trail days I've ever been to was the PCT one last year when I was on the PCT. I've never been to the AT trail days. I really want to go, and I will go at some point. I don't know if this is going to be the year though. Unfortunately, I would love to go. It'd be so much fun. I'd probably drink way too much, and then you guys would be like, "Hey, Kyle," and then I'd just make a fool of myself. So maybe I shouldn't go. Let's see here. Um, are you gonna do a "This hiker almost died" video about Dan Becker? I've gotten a lot of I've gotten a lot of people making jokes about that. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I do want to have him on Trail Tales, my podcast. By the way, guys, have you guys listened to my podcast, Trail Tales, dude? You should listen to it if you haven't, because a lot of people um don't know that I have a podcast because I'm not very good about plugging it. But type in Trail Tales on any podcast app. It's the one with the blue cover. Go check it out. If you're here more for like the mystery stories, then you might not enjoy it as much. But if you're here for the backpacking, through hiking stuff, that is what the podcast is all about. I interview lots of other through hikers. Trail Tales is the podcast. You can find it on any podcast app. All right, enough plug-in. Let's see here. Blue Monkey said, "Thoughts on backpacking bidets?" I've never tried just a normal bidet, so I don't think. No, no. I'm not sold on the bidet idea. I know some people love them. I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I haven't tried it, to be fair. Let's see here. Mark said, "Did you make it to Goat Rocks in Washington or not on the PCT?" I did. Shortly before I left the trail, we did Goat Rocks, and it was amazing. That was one of the highlights of the whole trail for sure. Definitely. I would love to go back there someday. We're getting close to the like goal. Thank you everybody who just hit the like button. Let's see here. I'm gonna scroll up. I know I've been missing a bunch of stuff here, but it's hard. It's hard. I've got it rough. Maybe I don't want to scroll up. There's some weird shit up there. Mike said Quadzilla for Trail Tales. Dude, Mike, I was just talking to Quadzilla the other day about coming on Trail Tales. So we haven't picked a date yet, but that will be happening for sure. And if you guys have any we got another super chat from Kimmy. "Hey Kyle, I started to watch your PCT vlogs last summer and looked forward to them every week. Thanks for inspiring me and being really funny." That is such a nice message. That's so nice. Thank you so much for watching, Kimmy. I'm so proud of those PCT videos. Seriously. And a lot of it was not because of me. A lot of it was because of Luke editing them. But I've looked back on those videos a lot since I got home, and I'm just like, how the hell did we pull this off? So if you guys haven't seen the PCT videos, I have a playlist on like the homepage of my channel. If you go to my channel, you can find it there. You can watch them all. I think there's some of the best content I've put out. Full stop. That's just me. It was awesome. And Kimmy, thank you so much for your kind words about it, and thank you for your super chat. Thank you to everyone who's done super chats tonight. Let's see here. Josh said, "If you had a full week, what section of the AT would you hike?" I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I kind of want to actually go back and do it. Do a week section, not the whole AT. Fuck that. Um, Probably somewhere in the south. Probably somewhere. I don't know exactly, but somewhere around the not Grayson Highlands, Rowan Highlands. Rowan, that's where I was going. Rowan Highlands section. That would be awesome. In fact, I might go do that at some point here. I might go do that. Let's see here. That's a good question. I miss the AT, man. I miss the East Coast. I mean, I guess I was on the East Coast for pretty much all the time I've been back until now, but South Carolina doesn't feel the same as the AT. Let's see here. You guys crack me up in these chats, dude. Gone Postal said, wanting to do the AT. I'm 65 and planning to do it in sections over the next couple of years. Any advice? Well, good luck. That's awesome that you want to do the AT. Any advice? There's so much advice. It's hard to pick just one piece of advice. So I'll just say, take it nice and slow. Have fun with it. It's easy to get wrapped up and take it way too seriously. Maybe if you're section hiking, not quite as much, to be fair, but just have fun with it. I know it's generic, obvious advice, but Gone Postal, if you have any more specific questions and you want to put it in the chat, I can hopefully try to give you something a little better. So yeah, I appreciate the question though. Dayton said, when were you in South Carolina? That's my state. I was in South Carolina from the time I got done the PCT up until a couple weeks ago. I was in Greenville, South Carolina. Good place, but not my favorite place. It's nice in the winter, though. I'll say that. Wandering 1985 said, starting the AT in early April. Hope you make the trip up to Trail Days. Well, good luck on the AT. That's awesome. Probably not going to make it to Trail Days this year because I'm moving back up to the Northeast. If I was still going to be in South Carolina, I would definitely go, but I'm going to be in the Northeast again. So like, I don't think I'm going to make it. That's a long trip down, but I would love to go to Trail Days at some point. Maybe I'll go to the PCT one this year if I'm out there at the time. Eric said, great missing hiker stories. I've been binge watching them since I got off work. Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate them. And I hope that you can learn something from them too, because there's a lot to learn with, those sad stories. The one I'm posting next week is a little bit weird. It's like, I just filmed it today and it's hard because I don't want to spoil it. I'll just say that I had a harder time coming up with takeaways and like lessons learned from this next story than a lot of the other ones. It's going to be interesting. L. Rothzen said, what was your major at Clarkson? I had 2 majors. I majored in computer science and digital art. That's why my thumbnails are so banging, dude, is because I'm real good with Photoshop. That's sarcastic. Gone Postal with super freaking chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. Wow. That's awesome, Gone Postal. I appreciate all you guys so much. Everyone who's been showing support to the channel. I can't believe I hit 100,000 subscribers. Gone Postal, thank you very much. And I believe you were the one saying that you're going to be through hiking. I'm trying to confirm that. I have the memory span of a fly. I'm pretty sure that person said they were going to be through hiking. And so good luck. Seriously. Ramrod. my buddy has no backpacking experience and is dead set on hiking Klingman's Dome. Is that climb too much for a newbie? Also, I need to acknowledge that we surpassed the amount of likes for the amount of people watching, just barely. So thank you so much. You guys, dude, I have the best people that watch my videos. Anyways, back to this question. My buddy has no backpacking experience and is dead set on hiking Klingman's Dome. Um, I think it'll be fine. I mean, I don't know. Is your buddy like totally crazy and has no chance? You would know better than I would, even though I've hiked through Klingman's Dome, and I'm assuming maybe you haven't or you're not that familiar with it. Um, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just don't do that many miles and you'll be fine. And check the weather before you go too. AD said, "This is a great question. What trail over 100 miles would people here recommend in the Northeast other than the AT?" Man, the long trail is the first one that comes to mind. The Northville Placid Trail is the second one that comes to mind. You could do the Cohos Trail in northern New Hampshire. I haven't done that trail. I've heard it's pretty gnarly. I probably wouldn't do that unless you're more experienced. What other 100-mile trails are there in the Northeast? I'm trying to think. There's lots of shorter little ones. Cohos Trail, Long Trail, Northville Placid Trail. I don't know. Do you consider Pennsylvania the Northeast? I think there's some like 100-mile trails there. Let's see. Blue Monkey said backpacking liquor of choice, probably Fireball, because that's one of the few liquors that I can get down without chasing it. I know, I'm a pansy, okay? I don't like liquor very much. Chad said Flossie Part 2 podcast soon. Definitely want to get Flossie back on the podcast soon. Definitely will. We've talked about it a little bit. He's working nights right now and has been since he got home from the PCT, basically. And so it's kind of tough for his schedule to do the podcast. Not impossible. I mean, we made it happen once already. So like I'll get him back on at some point. Let's see here. This is funny. Steve said, "Hi Kyle, enjoy the channel. How can I convince my wife to let me hike the AT with my high school girlfriend? Thanks, bud." That's so funny, dude. I have no advice for that. I just wanted to read that because that's hilarious. Brian M said the New York Long Path is another trail over 100 miles. Good one. I don't know much about the Long Path. In fact, I've hardly heard anything about that trail. I know it exists, and I remember the spot on the ATU that crosses the Long Path, like the two trails intersect, but I don't know much about it. Probably not. I know it starts in New York City, doesn't it? I don't even know. Who knows, dude? Pound Family Adventure said, "Ever played disc golf?" Yeah, I am awful at anything related to frisbees. So bad, dude. Not even close. So bad at disc golf, dude. So bad. Ignore the talking locker. That is quite the username. Do you recommend hammocking or using a tent on the Appalachian Trail? I have a nice hammock already and wondering if it's worth it to get a tent instead. I mean, it's personal preference. So like I can't make like a universal recommendation. Like everybody has, something works for everybody. And it's not always going to be either one of those things. But I would say, me personally, I would do a hammock. But you said you already have a nice hammock already. Is it like a backpacking hammock? Is it going to be like lightweight? Because I don't know. I would rather take a lightweight tent than a really heavy hammock. Ideally, it would be a lightweight hammock, is what I would do. But if you haven't used it on trail yet, I would recommend going for like a shakedown hike or something and doing that. Tom said no recommendations after Dan Becker rescue. I don't understand what that means, to be honest. Tom, if you could clarify that. Maybe he's talking about the snow on the PCT that I talked about earlier. I'm not really sure. Oh man, are we getting glitchy again? Dusty said we're getting glitchy. Stupid freaking internet, dude. Yep, we're definitely getting glitchy, aren't we? I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna keep going. Um, people are saying it's fine. I don't know, dude. I don't know who to believe anymore. Sorry about that. Let's. Meg said, "Any thoughts on the updates Ultra made to their Lone Peak sevens?" Dude, I stopped using Lone Peaks after the fives, so I haven't even looked into them yet. I need new trail runners. I still have a little bit of life left in my Olympus fours, but I need to get new ones soon. If you guys have any recommendations, I'm not going to use Lone Peaks because my feet did not like them. Um, I don't really want to get the Olympus again because they're just expensive, but I'm not totally opposed to it, but I really don't want to. I feel like there's got to be something that's a better value out there. And so let me know what trail runners I should get. I'm probably going to do the thing where I get them from REI and then return them if I don't like them, even though I make fun of REI in my videos all the time. Their return policy is pretty sweet. Topos. Has anyone here tried Hokas before? I saw a decent amount of people with those on the PCT, and they look pretty cushiony, which I like. So I'm thinking about maybe trying those. I don't even know if they sell them at REI. They probably do. New Balance. Chris said Brooks Cascadia. Dude, the first pair of trail runners I ever bought back in like 2012 were Brooks Cascadias, and I haven't used them since then. So I'll have to check them out. Speed Goats. Those are the Hokas. Somebody said the Hokas are too cushy. I like the sound of that. Sally said lots of Hokas at REI. Am I saying that right? Hokas? I'll have to. Okay, lots of good recommendations. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to look back on this little part of the chat when I go to actually buy some new ones. Tom said, you used to have Dan Becker comments. Now he gets rescued in Grand Canyon and you have no comments. I mean, I've talked about him a little bit tonight. I'm not going to make fun of the guy like right after he got rescued. Like, I'm not going to do that. There's a line. I like to push the line when it comes to goofing around sometimes, but Dan Becker, as much as I rip on him, he is a friend of mine. And so I'm not gonna make fun of my friends after they have something scary like that happen. Although to be honest with you, he'd probably be cool with it because Dan's pretty cool. Dusty Old Hat said, "Is Dan Becker's rescue video worth watching?" Yeah, I think it is, honestly. I think it is. I think if anything, it'll just give you some reminders to be safe. Because I think that I think he definitely would have done some things differently in hindsight. Tom said, not rip suggestions. Tom, so I think you're looking for like some suggestions about maybe what could have been done better to avoid the situation. I think he made a video on that. I haven't watched his follow-up video yet, but I'm pretty sure he made a video. And so I'm going to defer to that. Certainly, I think that he didn't pay close enough attention to what the snow conditions were going to be like, and it kind of exhausted him more than he thought it would. And so that's one thing. Maybe just that time of year was a little rough. It sounded like there weren't that many other people out there hiking there that time of year. So I would definitely go watch his follow-up video. Once again, I haven't seen it, but I can imagine he's probably put a lot more thought into like the takeaways than I have, certainly because he was the one that was there. I'm just glad he's okay. Let's see. Jimmy O said Long Trail Ale or Tuckerman's Pale Ale. To be honest with you, I don't really care for either one of those beers very much. Long Trail is just okay. I've only had Tuckerman's a few times. I've had Long Trail more than Tuckerman's. I don't really like. I mean, that's not true. I don't dislike them. Like if somebody offered me one of those, I would happily drink it. But neither one of those are two of my favorite beers. I'll just say that. That's a funny question though. Let's see here. Raylan said next sub goal 250,000 Dan Becker numbers. I don't think I'm going to be hitting Dan Becker numbers anytime soon, but I do need to come up with another subscriber goal. Does anyone have an idea? I was thinking 150 just seems like the logical next one. Let me know what you guys think. Chris said, "Do you ever backpack and fish alpine lakes? If so, do you have any recommendations?" Chris, no, I've never really done that, but I remember hiking through the Sierras, seeing like so many just amazing lakes with beautiful campsites and just being like, dude, I would love to just hike in here, post up and just fish. And dude, that would be so much fun. So I don't have any recommendations unless you want me to make some shit up. I could try, but I'm terrible at fishing and I've never like done alpine lake fishing or anything like that. So I don't really have anything to say. I see people are saying I should go for 150. Annie said 169, so I should go for. Yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna do 150 next, most likely. Dude, thank you guys so much. Like, thank you so much to everyone who's been like watching and subscribing lately. Like having 100,000 subscribers and getting that stupid plaque they send you has been a dream of mine since before I even started this channel. I had a YouTube channel when I was around 12 years old and it was like terrible sketch comedy. It was awful, but like ever since then I I've always wanted to be a YouTuber seriously, and like it's always been like a dream of mine to like have this many subscribers and like get that stupid plaque. And like I don't have the plaque yet because it takes them a while to get it to you, but it's supposedly on the way. I'll believe it when I see it. So I'm just so grateful. And I couldn't have done it without everyone who supports this content, who watches, who subscribes. And honestly, even if you didn't subscribe, but you just watch, because I know a lot of people just watch channels and they're like fans of channels, but they don't subscribe to any of them for some reason. Even if that's you, I'm just so grateful that you watch, but you should subscribe. But I'm just very grateful. Very grateful. TC said, not sure if it's been asked already, but were you surprised to see the true crime hiker stories go viral, or were you aware that you might have further reach with those? I had no idea that those would blow up my channel like they have. Well, until I saw it happening and until I started to get the feedback from people saying that they really liked those videos and that I should do more. The first one I posted, I had no idea. I was actually nervous when I posted it because I was like, this is different. I don't know if it's going to do very well. And so I wish it was some genius calculated move that I made to blow up my channel, but it was just luck. I posted the Scott Lilly one. That was the first one I did. The response was amazing. It did end up blowing up. And clearly there was, a desire for me to make more of that content. And so I did. And honestly, it's fun for me too, because it's just different. I've been doing the backpacking and like the gear videos for, well over 2 years. And so I still like doing those, and those are going to continue to happen. I see some people are like, all you ever do is post about, dead hikers now. And it's like, no, I'm still making the other videos too. It's just the hiking mysteries are just a new series on my channel in addition to the regular content. Um, and so it is kind of nice having a new series like that. It's still pretty fresh for me. The fact that it's helped my channel a lot is nice too. And it's nice that like I've been able to bring some attention to some of these stories and also highlight some stories, as sad as a lot of them are, that I think there's a lot that can be learned from. So I don't know. I'm just thankful that you guys have been watching. Moth Hater said, $5 super chat. Here you go. Thanks for answering my question. Buy yourself a Happy Meal. I appreciate that very much, Moth Hater. I don't think $5 will get me a Happy Meal here in Hawaii, though. Everything's very expensive. I won't be here for too much longer, though. So I'll save that and I'll buy a Happy Meal once I get back. Thank you for your super chat. And for everyone who has been doing super chats and questions tonight. Eric said the missing hiker videos are on par with Mr. Ballin videos. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I'd never heard of Mr. Ballin ever until I started making these videos, and everyone started commenting, "Oh, this is just like Mr. Ballin." Like, and I've even had people be like, "You're just copying Mr. Ballin." I'm like, dude, I didn't even know who that guy was when I started making these videos. Um, and funny enough, Mr. Ballin reached out to me actually, or no, he commented on a video, and then I sent him a message on Instagram just thanking him for commenting, and then he had some nice words about my content, which I really appreciated. So that was really cool. That was super, super freaking cool. AD said you should do a collab with Steve Wallace or Joe Robinette. I know Steve Wallace. Camping with is he the guy that goes in like camps in like weird places and stuff? I don't know who the other guy is though, but I would love to collab with Steve. He's probably way above my pay grade, but shit, it would be fun. Um, let's see. I'm gonna answer. I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do one more. Let's see here. Oh, we just got another super chat from Pixie Designs. Here's the rest of the Happy Meal plus an ice cream. Thank you guys. That is so nice. Thank you so much, Pixie Designs, for the super chat. Thank you guys for getting me to 100,000. So lucky. Sorry about the internet on this live stream tonight. I'm probably not going to live stream again until I get back to some more stable internet, hopefully. But thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for everyone who stuck through the glitching, everyone who asked questions. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question. There's a lot of them tonight. You guys will never know how stressful this is when you're trying to look at the camera and talk and be engaging. And also there's tons of questions and then people complaining that you're not answering their question and super chats and I have to pee. It's hard. Being a YouTuber is one of the most stressful jobs out there. And that is obviously sarcasm. It's quite nice. And I'm very, very grateful for all of you. I think I am going to go pee now. Have a great weekend, everybody. Keep an eye out for my video next Thursday. It's going to be a crazy one. It's a crazy story. One that many of you might have heard of already. And some of you probably haven't. It's probably one of the craziest stories in like through hiking. So I'm excited. Dude, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you all for your support. And thank you for getting this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I'll do another live stream when I get the plaque and I'll show it off and it'll be awesome. So thank you all. That was such an awkward wave goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.